Good morning. Turn my face on. Hey, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's it going? Hope you're all doing well today. Thought I'd do my stream holding screen with ads. It was funny because I was trying to figure out the other day. I'm like, how do I advertise my stuff more? Like, how do I get it in front of people? And I realized that I have a YouTube channel. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Let me just get set up. Let's see, I need to double check. Let's see. Just gonna make sure that all the things are connected properly. 4K on YouTube says, "Goid idea." And I hate phone typing on your phone. Yeah, phone typing's hard. Autocorrect always gets me. All right, let's see. Go live. Where are we at? I've been having some weird stuff. Yeah, motion design and Python. Why does it every time I do a live stream now, it calls it motion design in Python? Delete. That's not what we're doing today. Hi, Toxic. Hi, 69 Girls. Welcome. Good to have you guys. Thanks for joining. All right. Anything weird about this? I don't think so. I'm going to save that. Probably means I have to rename it on Twitch as well. Just double check. Current stream. Oh, it's an Epic Space Battles live stream and Twitch. Gosh, the names are all over the place. Let's just call this a Blender live stream. Save. All right. Hi to the 2 viewers on Twitch. I'm one of them. So really there's only one of you. I should always do that. I should keep a stream up for myself. That'd be good. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. So everybody, just getting warmed up. Welcome. Welcome. Good to have you. Yes, got some renaming of stream titles. Bit of bait and switch. If you saw the Blender and Python motion design, you got excited and jumped in, and then it's not that. I mean, we could do that, I guess. I don't really have a specific plan, but anyways, welcome. Hi, come on in. Good to have you. I'm just letting the stream run out. I should throw a ping in Discord. If you're not in our Discord, please join. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time over there. Everybody is everybody's nice over there. Let's see. I need to throw out the announcement. A bit of a slower start today, huh? Actually need to find it. Let me know how you're doing in chat. What's everybody up to? Everybody doing anything cool? I can't actually see you at the moment. But a little bit of stream maintenance here, and then we'll get started. If you haven't already, I've got a new tutorial on CG Cookie's YouTube channel. It's pretty fun. It's about materials. Don't check it out now because we're doing our live stream, but you can check it out later. I've been enjoying doing those. All right, let's see. Bingo. I should just automate that. All right, so let's see. 69 Girls asks, are you doing MoGraph in Blender like C4D? Yeah, we have done that. I actually got a tutorial that's going to come out soon that I've been editing that shows how you can do some cool stuff with that using Python. But yeah, a little bit complex, but having fun putting that together. Let's see. Oh, Lazari says it's been a good tutor the last couple of streams. I'm glad. I'm glad I've been able to help you out, Lazari. It's nice to know that it's working well. Yeah, I agree. 69 grills. MoGraph stuff is gonna be really fun once we get going with Blender. It's gonna get really good. We've got there's a new version, a new option that's in the latest version of Geometry Nodes that's actually gonna, I think, make that a lot easier. So be good. Toxic said stop doing some. He's stopped doing some MoGraph stuff in Blender because a notification popped up. Jumped over. Yeah, enjoy the creative atmosphere. We might still do some MoGraph stuff. If everybody's keen, you can let me know. I'm Patrick on Twitch. Says you're the best. Oh, thanks so much. Appreciate it. You're the best. Everybody on Twitch is cool. Good to have you guys on Twitch. Don't want to let you feel left out. 69 Girl says geonodes are long time, will change a lot, so you're not touching that. Actually, you'd be surprised. It's not that far off. The next version of Blender, I think, comes out in maybe 2 months, and it will have geometry nodes in it. So you can start getting prepped now. Hi, Quasi Media. Hi, Chief Troy. Welcome. Hi, I'm Patricio. Good to have you. Weeping Sleet says, wait, where am I? It happens. You know, you get notifications or recommendations, or you finish a video and it just, you know, YouTube just throws you in someone's live stream. How do I make my webcam in a circle? Oh, cool. I don't get many OBS questions. I use OBS to do my streaming, and there's a filter on it. There's a filter if you know, select your webcam or whatever, and you right click on it and go filters. You can do a mask. And I went to Photoshop and I made a little circle, a white and black image of a circle, and I use that. All right. All right. So, all right. So what we're gonna do today? Oh, yeah, before I get started, just a shout out. So, I just launched my Gumroad page yesterday. So brand new. Usually I've just kind of sold stuff on the Blender market, but now I've got stuff on Gumroad as well. So, and I actually get a better cut of the sales if you buy stuff on Gumroad. So go check that out. We got some fun stuff there. We got the procedural sci-fi series. We got the Bounty Hunter's Den series, and we got Particle City as well. And these are all the series. I've got the videos on YouTube you can watch, but the reason why you would buy it is you get all the project files and then bonus stuff. So like Particle City's got like a ton of extra bonus stuff. It's got where is it at? This is all the stuff you get. You get a lot of stuff, but we got all these bonus things. You get the rain shader 2.0. You get the cloud shader, sci-fi building shader, hologram shader, sci-fi city block generator, my personal favorite, flying car model generator, and the flying car traffic particle system. So each of these is kind of broken up into files that you can just use and stuff. And it works great with the current version of Blender, so it's fully up to date and everything. And then let's see, Bounty Hunter's Den. A lot of people know about this series. It's a virtual reality series using Blender. So it's how to make a VR scene in Blender. Well, we use Unreal Engine 4, but we build the whole thing in Blender and then we bring it over. So this image in the background is actually from Eevee. It's a rendered in Eevee, and then we bring it over into Unreal and make it look exactly the same, and then we turn it into a VR scene and do a little like VR animation experience. So if you ever want to learn about VR and stuff, this is an awesome series worth checking out. Last one is the procedural sci-fi series. This is a classic series. Plus you get this amazing shader pack in it. So lots of fun shaders. This one really just talks a lot about procedural workflows, procedural everything. So again, that's all been updated as well for the current version of Blender. So yeah, it's cool. And procedural sci-fi focuses on cycles. Bounty Hunter's Den's focused on Eevee, and Particle City is focused on cycles as well. But it would all work with Eevee just as well. Most of it. Some of the stuff in Particle City I talk about doesn't work with Eevee, and I explain that. But anyways, if you haven't checked those out, go check them out. And Patreon as well. We got awesome stuff. We get the monthly project files every month on Patreon if you're at this level. And if you're at the $20 level, you get the backlog. So what some people do is they sign up for a month on 20 and then they drop down to 10 or 4 so they can get the project files, download them, and then switch over. So that's why that's all set up. This might be changing, FYI. So if you like this deal now, jump on it. I might be changing things up a bit in the future, but As always, if you're a patron now, I won't change what you have. You'll always have what you have as long as you're a patron. So, all right, let's start up a new project. I'm not going to save that. Right. I'm Patricio says Eevee's not bad, but Cycles is better. It's good point. It depends what you're doing, I guess, but Cycles is more realistic. 100%. Cycles can do things that Eevee can't do. Eevee is trying to fake it to make it look good. But surprisingly, I end up using tons of projects. I do tons of stuff in Eevee. I'm actually surprised at how much I use Eevee. Yeah, Cycles is like Eevee with ray tracing turned on. It's RTX ray tracing, but like good ray tracing, not just faked ray tracing. All right, let's get started. What are we gonna do today? Turn anything else on? All my things are working. Yes, good. Okay. So I was thinking what we could do is we could do the next part of Epic Space Battles. I was kind of wanting to just kind of push that a little bit better. And White Rooster again saying that's because we got to get you better hardware. You're really angling for that whole get the community to buy me a better computer thing. Yeah. I'm Patricio points out that if we see any that he's misspelt anything, it's because he's from Mexico. It's all right. I would misspell stuff in Spanish like you wouldn't believe. So no problems. Plus 4K, as he's mentioned before, is on his phone, so he's misspelling anyways, and English is his first language, so it's all fair here. Anyways, welcome everybody. Glad to have you. We got people from all over the world joining in. Give us a shout out. Let us know your country in chat. Throw your country in chat. Let everybody know where you're from. It's always fun to see. We get people from all the corners of the earth over here hanging out, doing Blender, because Blender rocks. So, all right. Let's see. What do I want to do? I should decide. Let's go for a vote in chat if you want. So everybody on Twitch and everybody on YouTube. If you want to do the next Epic Space Battles shot, throw in a 1 in chat. If you want to do something with geometry nodes, motion design, that stuff, throw a 2 in chat. And if you just want me to make a random shader, throw a 3. We got ones. Of course, White Rooster's voted 3 times now. I should write down what I said so I can actually remember what. White Rooster says 1 for the win. Yeah, there's some cool new nodes. I actually need to download it. 3 plus 2, Tom. Making it complicated. 4. Wait, did I even give a 4? So you should never pull chat. I need to actually. It's a good reminder. I should have a look at. 69 Girl says, I'm seriously going to do all tutorials this week. I need to learn more about Blender. Go for it. Yeah, if you haven't already, check out the other stuff that I've got. Like a lot of people, they'll come on, they'll watch one of my videos. Make sure you check out the rest of the stuff. There's some gold there. Just go to my channel page. Just click on the little C. Bailey film name on YouTube. Or if you're over on Twitch, click on the link for YouTube and head over and just take a look at I've got some pretty good organized playlists in terms of topics and stuff. So I'll probably be organizing those a little bit more probably, but some good things. Hey, Edosaurus, welcome. Good to have you. All right, let's just count up. We've got 1 vote for 1, 2 votes 1, 3, and 4, and then we've got. I think 1 has it. I think the ones have it. The eyes have it. All right. What processor do I have? Asks I'm Patricio. I actually don't know. I should check that. It's an Intel something. It's not a fast one. So it's actually clocked at like. What's it normally? It's natively at like 2.8 or something, really slow, and then it's overclocked to 4. But it usually runs at about 3.8, 3.9. Anyway. All right. Let's get started. If we're going to do epic space battles, we need to open Premiere and have a look at the shot we did last time. Let me pull it up. And do the next epic shot in our epic series. It's just loading up. Whew. Bit of a rainy, overcast day here in Sydney. That's how I make my thumbnails, by the way. I make them in Premiere. Because Photoshop would make too much sense. All right. Where are we up to? Epic space battles. Sequences. Pretty sure this is it. Yep. Awesome. All right, let's have a look. All right, so here we go. So this is Epic Space Battles. So if you're not familiar with the series, if you're brand new to it, welcome. Glad to have you. Just so you know, I'll give you the big picture again. I always try and start these this way. Epic Space Battles, or Making a Sci-Fi Movie is the other name. I'll probably rename it at least one more time before we finish the series. But there's about 20 episodes. This will be the 20th episode, actually, in the series. The first, like, maybe, I don't know, 14 episodes are all tutorials. So they're like the half-hour length kind of edited tutorials where I go through and teach a bunch of concepts, like how to make things, how to, put the stuff together, all that jazz. How to do asteroids. And so if you haven't watched that, you can go through and watch all those. And then I think at about episode 14 or 15, we switch gears and we start doing these live streams where we just follow along as I apply all those skills to make the short film. And we're about halfway through the short film. If I zoom out, this is the total length of the film here. We got a fair amount left here, but we have made some great progress. The tutorials themselves kind of take us up to, like, I don't know, about here, these shots. And then this is all just the live streams. So anyways, very fun, and the live streams are free for everybody to watch. So that's it's always just on the YouTube channel. The a few of the tutorials, so the beginning ones, so how to make the hero spaceship. Where he is, there he is. This guy. How to make and model and texture this. That's for Patreon only. Oh, it's also for YouTube channel members only. So also the bad guy. Where is the bad guy? This guy. We make this dude. That's a Patreon and channel member only tutorial as well. So check those out. All right. And eventually I'll be selling all this stuff to, like, on Gumroad and so if you're interested in picking all that up, let me know. All right. Now let's watch the whole thing and then we'll figure out where we're at. Give me a 1 in chat if you haven't seen this yet. I'm always curious to find out if we've got somebody new in chat who hasn't seen the whole thing. And there you go. I'm Patricia. Okay. Over on Twitch. Hasn't seen it. All right, we'll watch the whole thing. I always show the whole thing anyways, because we got to get the shot in context. That's really important. Actually, before we watch it, let's just make sure, do I keep that edit that we did? Yeah, where we reveal from behind the asteroid. Good. All right. Oh, cool. We actually have quite a few that haven't seen it. That's exciting. Here we go. From the start. I'll full screen it. And hide my face. And let's see, will you get the audio? Make sure. There you go. Enjoy. we go. That was great. I think that last shot worked out great. What do you guys think? Did you like that? Man, that was fun. I get goosebumps right around here every time when that ship fires up its engines. Really fun. I love it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Glad you're enjoying it. So music and sound effects. I get them from all over the place. I do a couple of different paid libraries. So that's where so all these stuff is like the music's paid and like the sound effects are paid. Pulling stuff from places like Premium Beats, from Artlist, from all over the place. So just trying to find the right bits. The soundtrack itself is from Artlist. So really, really nice track. And I'm designing the whole short film off of the track. So I listened to the music, imagined the short film, and then I've been building the short film on the music, basically. So it feels like the music is written for the short film. Why not? Anyways, thanks everybody. Glad you're liking it. So this shot, I think, turns out great. So this was last episode. We did this one here. I'll turn down the background audio so it doesn't blast you guys. Might even just mute it for now. So yeah, so it looks really good. The shaky camera. Really adds that sense of speed. Really, really cool. All right, so let's talk about what's ahead of us and what we need to do. So we're gonna take, so the next part of the story that I've got here, I've made these little notes here. They're kind of acting as my storyboard. So reunited with the Scannerbot. Scannerbot reacts to the hero ship, and then the hero ship gets chased by the baddies, and the droid reacts. So I'm gonna listen to the music. You listen along with me. And I'm going to kind of picture in my head again what it is that I want to do, and then we can move forward and start capturing it. So actually, I need a little more context to. Okay, so we got this kind of, you hear the music, you hear it's doing this, it sort of climaxes here, and then we've got this sort of tonal change. So right about here, that long drawn out note. So that boom, or it starts to really kick in, that's a great moment for us to kind of emphasize a new point of action. So we're gonna have this little respite from the action right around in here. So I need to kind of get the Scannerbot reunited with the hero ship. And I'm gonna have him like latch onto the wing or something, because I want to see him, sort of like Star Wars style, where R2-D2 sits in the back. Because I want to have shots. Like, it's such a clever thing they do in Star Wars with R2-D2, because it's so clever, right? Because what you're doing is you're looking at this ship, and the ship has all this personality, right? Because it's the X-wing, it's got the face, like the cockpit becomes the face. You kind of connect to it emotionally, just like we're doing in this short. We're trying to get people to connect emotionally to the ship and to the robot, and we're emphasizing the cockpit is like the face of the character. And so when the Scannerbot, like. But when R2-D2 is sitting in the back, you get these shots where you can have the face of the X-wing, and you can have the robot reacting and doing stuff and making comedy, moments happen. And it's just so much fun. Like, that's just a great way to connect the audience, because they can see it all in one shot, and you can have those emotional responses. Because remember, as we talked about earlier in the series, if you don't you need to show the audience how they should be feeling. So we need to have a character with an expressive face that can show fear. That's how we let the audience know that, okay, something scary is going down. So that's why we have a little sputterbot with the eye, so we can show some expressions. So, all right, let's see. Toxic Tube says, "Oh, hi, Patricia." Says, "A little robot, so cute." Thanks, appreciate it. Glad you like it. Toxic Tube wants to see green scan lasers, supposed to contrast with the overall scene. Sorry, I'm not reading this right. I see the green scan lasers of these drones are supposed to contrast with the overall scene and the soon starting red glow of the bad drone. Yeah, basically. Suggests that the green, something more fitting to the overall orange, purple, maybe even orange. Green was the one through. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so the green stood out to you. I think once we settle on the color of the good guy lasers, that might be a good point for which we could, draw on, overall aesthetic. We've been jumping back and forth actually a little bit, making some tweaks to design stuff as we've gone. All right, so let's get the Blender scene set up. Actually, let me get back to thinking about what we're actually going to do with the context of the shot. So watch it just one more time, and I'll try and picture it in my head. Okay, I feel like I want to see the robot kind of like the little droid flying like fast, trying to get to him. I might be able to reuse something like this shot. Let's check. Let's just see if we've got anything we can just like cut in. Like we could use this again possibly here. Although I don't want to necessarily see more of that red because that's definitely behind him. Let's see what it feels like if we just cut in here. This is a good way sometimes just to kind of quickly get a sense of what things are going to look like. Yeah, it'd be fun if it mirrored it, like it was like the same kind of shot, but opposite to this one. So we see the little guy going back. That might be a bit silly. It might be a bit like, like running towards each other. Let's see. 69 Girls recommends transform the spaceship into mega weapons. Fattest battle killer ever. Nice. Do a whole transformer sequence, right? All right, so maybe it'd also be cool to try and combine this into one epic shot, but like we have the little guy and then we see the other one come in, and because I want to have this like kind of where the ship does like a loop and the little robot connects with him. Yeah, right around here, I think. Would be good. Some kind of like where he loops up and around, maybe the little bot like watches him do it. Okay, so we're gonna need a base file. We might be able to just use the one that we had already with that last project. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and export this audio. So I'm gonna grab from here to grab it from here to here. Now this is something I've been doing as well, just to give myself a reference point in Blender. I've just been exporting, where is it? Export media, just been exporting the audio for these little sections. Find my sections. And again, it doesn't matter what editing software you use. Like that's really important to emphasize. I'm just using Premiere because I've got it. Let's see, this is 20 ref. There we go. Let's export. Yep. All right. Why necessarily destroy the enemy drones at all? Yeah, we could just escape. Just escape. Actually, I've got this plan. So what's going to happen is that giant asteroid with the red glowy bits. So that's actually a factory. We've built that in a previous episode. If you haven't seen it, we've got this whole interior section of the factory. and it's going to start to spin up. And there's this point after he escapes from the two that are chasing, or the three spider bots that are chasing him. They're going to defeat those, and then the factory's going to spin up, and the audio is just exporting, by the way. That's fine. We're waiting. And so it spins up, and then I'm going to have a bunch of like hundreds of thousands of these spider bots flying out, like it's manufacturing them. And they're all going to kind of spew out of the thing and come at them like this giant cloud. And it's going to be terrifying. And he has to find a way out of it. That's our climax. Because you got to keep amping up your action. You got to keep increasing the stakes. It's take forever. I usually do this stuff off stream, get all set up for the shot, but I always think, oh, maybe I'll just do it live. And then it's really boring. I should juggle. That's a good idea. Almost there. I can get Blender set up. I'm going to open up, let's see, Epic Space Battles, Part 19. Okay, so this is our shot from last time. So this is for episode 20. All right, so I'm going to switch over to my video sequence editor. Got this audio down here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'll come over to the beginning of my scene. I'll drop this down, switch to timeline, go to the first frame. I'm going to start at frame 0. And let's see. Oh, Rick K, thanks so much. Rick K says, new subscriber here. Already have to leave close to midnight, but man, just wanted to say I love your content and your creative style. Thanks so much, Rick. I really appreciate it. It's very encouraging. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for subscribing. Keep going at it. Have a nice stream. Hopefully see you here next time. See the whole stream. Cheers from Austria, where the kangaroos are skiing. We actually get quite a few people from Austria. We should do an Austrian meetup one day. That'd be fun. So, and I'm Patricio back over on Twitch. Welcome back. Okay, let's lay this in. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to hit Shift A, and I'm going to bring in a sound. This is the sequencer again. And I'm going to load up that file that we just exported. So I'm going to go tutorials, Epic Space Battles, audio, and there we go. Episode 20 reference. There it is. So now this plays. There you go. You can hear it. So, oh, I've got a reference. And actually, I'll also figure out how far we need to go, how long our project needs to be. So let's head back over to Premiere, and I'm going to think about the shot. I think I want it to last. I'm tempted to make this all one shot, if that's a good idea. Okay, what we could do is we could have let's try it as one shot. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but I think it'd be worth trying. So I'm going to do this whole thing. I'm going to go from here to maybe right. I will actually kind of go to here where I'll do the whole bit that I've exported the audio for. So that's it's 12 seconds, 18 frames. So let's come up here. So I'm going to go 12 times 24, because we're doing 24 frames a second. And then 18 frames plus 18, so 306. So that's where we're going to be. And we're going to need the little hero, android guys. So I'm Patricio on Twitch asked, do you have a tutorial for that spaceship? I do, but it's on Patreon. So you have to join on Patreon or join on YouTube, channel members on YouTube at the All Access Pass level. Get the tutorials. There's like 10 tutorials on making this spaceship. And another, maybe it's, wait, sorry, is it 10 on the spaceship? Maybe 10 on the space, 10, it's the spaceship and the spider bot, I think. Yori Visuals asks, quick question for animations. How do you test out the pacing of the animation in the viewport? I mostly have problems with seeing the pacing because of the frame drops. Yeah, that's a really great question. That's something we've run into with this series a bit. It's really important to keep an eye on what frame rate you're watching stuff play back. And it's really tricky to get that right. So what I do is I turn things off. I try and focus on just the object. You can also use Simplify in the right up here. So if you turn on Simplify, then that really helps. You can decrease the amount of subdivisions if you've got a subdivision surface modifier at play. So just trying to decrease geometry, going to shoot viewport shading mode, all that kind of stuff helps try and get back to your full frames per second. Worst case scenario, you have to render it out and look at it in a really cheap way. So that's not the best. So, oh, sorry, Patricio. I appreciate that pain of not having any money. There is lots of stuff. I'm gonna have more modeling tutorials for free on the channel, so just keep an eye out for them. They will come. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna turn on my controllers and stuff, and I'm gonna take my ship, and we're gonna just delete all the keyframes from off the ship for now. I'm also going to grab my camera, and I will delete all the keyframes from off my camera. Grab those, delete those. And then what else is there? Jump out of the camera. I think that's it. I think those are the only things we were really animating. Oh, that's right. We got these guys animating as well. The jets out the back. Might just delete that as well. Actually, we might. Yeah, I'll delete it. Don't want to confuse myself. All right. Let's see. Mostly Colin asked, do you have a tutorial about scene file management? I don't actually. It's a good idea. I should probably do something on that. Especially the collections now, it makes it a lot easier. I've got terrible management in this project though, so it's not a good example. Okay, so we just had that long side shot. And now I have a shot where we kind of probably will need something with the little droid, maybe even a laser blast or two behind him. This is always the hardest part, figuring out exactly what needs to happen in the shot. I think in this case, what I'm going to do, because I'm not exactly sure, but I do know in action, I'll just do a shot and I'll see how I might have to use editing to really kind of figure out how it fits. So I'm going to bring in my little hero robot guy. Get all that stuff turned off. Let me go ahead and go File, and I'm going to append. And I'm going to grab, where is it? There we go. Project files. All right, so I need to get the scanner bot pinned. Make sure he came in okay. There he is, a little scanner bot. This one you can learn to make this on the channel. Though I've got this as a free couple of episodes. So a lot of the ideas that we talk about in the ship modeling tutorial you can learn from this. Right out. Let's make sure all the constraints work. Yep. You got to do sound effects. All right. Cool. And our controller, where is he? So just, oh, sorry, we don't have a controller on him. He lives on the thing. All right, let's get him in the same spot as our ship. So I'm going to select my hero ship, Shift S, cursor to selected. Select my scanner bot, Shift S, selection to cursor. I'm going to hit full stop my number keypad to go to that place in the universe. And let's start mapping out what's going to happen. I'm going to grab him along the X and pull him back. Now he's really small in comparison to the ship. Actually, let's figure out where is he going to sit? Let's figure this out, because I haven't actually thought through this. I didn't model this, with the plan to have him sit on there. It was kind of an idea afterwards. I wonder if we've got something on our ship that we could use. Gosh, I've got such a tiny window I'm working on. I don't need all this. Let's fix that up. All right, so let's see. Underneath, I want to be able to see him easily, especially in shots where we've got the cockpit. Maybe right in here. Don't need our shader graph open right now, do we? We've got the little things here, like that little gap. I wonder if we could use that, like he uses it to latch on, something like that. David S says, and this is all done, I'd love to see a director's cut with all audio of your personal sound effects. Beep pew. That is the best idea ever. We should totally do that. That could work. It kind of works. Let's have a look at the rendered view. What if we may have to invent like a system, like tilt this forward a little bit. And then like, what if he goes inside, intersects the geometry a little bit somewhere? It could be the way to do it. The other thought I had was maybe he like attaches to the wing somewhere. But I don't know if that works as well. We could build something. That makes sense. Yeah, I think you're right. Right Rooster says you need something to reach out and hold him. That is probably a good idea. If we had a little like cylinder thing, kind of like extend up and catch him. Yeah, I could open some kind of hatch. Bad idea. But I kind of want to, like, what's the simplest thing? We got this stuff. We could use it somehow. I also need to be able to see him clearly, like turn all this stuff off. The idea is we want to be able to have shots like this where we can see the front of the ship and see him reacting, So that's like getting him up like this is really what I want to do. So yeah, maybe what we do need is to have some kind of thing like this. Like if we go into edit mode, grab this thing, hit L to select connected. Let's Shift D this thing and just drag it over here. Rotate it so that it's kind of in line. This. And then scale it. I'm gonna not do low. I want to do normal. Scale Z. Bring it up like that. Rotate it back a bit. That looks a bit dumb. The other thing is we may not need to have anything. Like it could just be, you know, it's just sort of, we let it just kind of be the logic of the world. Although right here kind of makes sense. What about this stuff? If he like latches on here. That feels a little more intentional. Harrison asks, where can I find the ship modeling tutorial? The ship modeling tutorial you can find by joining YouTube at the All Access Pass level, or joining on Patreon at the lowest tier. And you go to Epic Space Battles or Patreon only tutorials, and you can. It's one of like the little links, or the tags. Sorry. You can also just search for Hero Ship tutorial. And there's about, I should check again how many there are. But yeah, the ship modeling and texturing is exclusive there, along with the bad guy ship that we have. All right, I kind of like this. I think that makes sense. I don't want to get too hung up on it because I don't think this is going to matter so much. I think that when we're actually, like, in the world of the film, there's sort of a level of suspension of disbelief that happens, and these kinds of things you can get away with, especially if it looks symmetrical and it looks like we intended it from the beginning. So I think that'll work. I think that looks pretty good. All right. Right. Let's keep going. So this will be how he lands. This will be his connection point to the ship. That'll work. I'm happy with that. And let's then figure out how do we get him into this position. So I will let's turn him around. And let's figure this shot out. I'm going to jump into my camera. I'm going to lock my camera view. I'm thinking maybe we do a shot that's kind of at like an angle like this. And we fly up, we meet with the robot as the ship does a big loop-de-loop, and the robot watches it and then comes around and then latches on, and we do it all as one kind of big shot. So I'm going to unlock my camera from view. Let's start mapping that out. So go to the beginning, grab my little guy back a little bit, start throwing down some keyframes. I'm going to hit I for location and rotation. And so maybe by the time I get to frame 50, I'll have him right up at the camera. Something like this. I actually won't bring him towards the camera. I'm going to animate him just going straight. Might even go a little bit further than that. Set 2 keyframes. And I'll adjust my camera. It's better that I get the motion right with these guys as opposed to trying to animate them to the camera. And we've got this asteroid in the way as well. This is a particle asteroid. So will move, but we might want to actually adjust these guys over a little bit so they're not laying right on top of this asteroid. Although that might be nice to have a bit of dynamic asteroid motions. Actually, we'll keep it. All right, I'm going to hit full stop to make the center focal point of my camera this guy, the pivot point, I mean. And I'm going to find a good angle, something like this just for now. Okay, so he flies in. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out something with that asteroid system. I'll take this one and just get it out of the way for now. That's the one that we put there as a custom one. Yeah, I'm Patricio. I've got all the project files on the... So the way it works at the moment on Patreon is a little confusing, I'll admit. The $20 level on Patreon is where you get all the Epic Space Battles project files, plus the backlog of one-off tutorials, so like the Galaxy Shader tutorial, the Borg Cube, stuff like that. If you go at the $10 level on Patreon, you get all the project files from this month and last month. So for example, this is a video that I'm working on today. So in the month of February, so I'll put this file on the Patreon. So at the $10 level, you can get this project file from today, which includes the ship, includes the little guy in it. So that's one way of doing it. But if you want all the project files that follow along with each of the tutorials through this whole series, then at this point you have to go through the $20 level. Otherwise, you're just getting the project files from each month. So hope that makes sense. I've explained it. Read the details. Just open up the tiers and you can read the details. I've explained it pretty clearly there, I think. Always open for feedback on the Patreon as well. So. Yeah, it would be Harrison. You're right. If we're going to do a close up of the ship, it'd be good to have surface imperfections so it looks more realistic. It's true. One thing to note with this series is that everything in it so far is all procedural materials. So we actually don't have any texture files or anything in there, which is pretty wild. But all right, so we've got him. He's going to come forward. The ship is going to be doing the opposite motion. So come back here, grab him on the X, like this. And I'll set a keyframe for location rotation. I'll come forward. So at frame 50, I'm going to use kind of these sort of landmark keyframe times on our timeline to map this out. So there's kind of a bit of unity in the motion. So the little guy's right here. So when he's right there, I'm going to have him here, and I probably will start that up loop soon. So I'll go ahead and set keyframes like this, and then I'm going to come forward, let's say to frame 100, and I'll grab forward and I'll go up on the Z, and then I will rotate on the Y like this. Actually, I'll just go like that for now. Let's do a straight -90 on the Y. And then I'll come to here and grab, I need to do this from local. Actually, I should see my handles. That'll help me out. There we go. So I'm going to move him up, move him back, and I'll rotate on the Y. Do him like this. See if this works. And come to here. Bring him forward. Bring him down. Rotate him like that. Maybe pull him back a little bit more. It's a pretty complicated move. We're trying to pull off here. Like this. I'm going to take all these keyframes. I'm going to right click interpolation Bezier just to make sure they're all Bezier curves. So you can see I've got this kind of awkward loop going on. Now we're going to perfect that loop. Actually, I'll come forward maybe to frame 300 here. I'll go to the end of my timeline actually. And I'll come forward on the X. All right, now let's go to our graph editor and let's try and get that loop to be smooth. So I'm going to come over to my graph editor, and remember I've got this button turned on, which is only show selected. So because I've got this selected, it's just showing me keyframes for the hero. Where is it? Hero ship control. So I'm not getting confused. I'm going to open up all this stuff and let's have a look at how we can simplify this. So the easiest way to get this kind of thing to be smooth and simplified, actually going to give myself lots of room here to work with. Snip it like this, is to look at the curve. So look at the actual shape. And what we should do as well is let's isolate, let's look just at the first. Select these keyframes. These keyframes, hit the full stop key, that'll just zoom in on those guys. And you look for places where you can delete a keyframe to smooth things out. So like, for example, in this green line, you can see this little bump here. We probably don't need that. Like if we delete that keyframe and delete that keyframe, it simplifies that curve. If we come to this one, we could delete, actually not that one. Keep that one, we'll delete this one. And this one. And then I might scale this out a little bit. I'll come to this curve. I just delete that, this one here, delete that, grab X, just kind of pull that out a little bit to kind of get that same basic shape. Delete that there, that. All right, so now it's a lot simpler. So let's see, what does that look like? So it goes, still a bit gross, but that's all right. You can see it's starting to get there. This bit's bad. So let's figure that bit out. We should also have a look at, so what are these that we're actually seeing? Are they, so these are the rotation ones. One thing is with the Y, I want it to kind of be continuously rotating on the Y. But I don't feel like it's doing that. Oh, is this actually, oh, I see, okay. Yeah, that's not working. Probably we might need to make a curve for the ship to follow, to be honest. I don't know if this is going to give us, we'll end up spending a lot of time trying to get this just right. So let's do that. Let's map out a curve for the motion of the ship. So I'll come back to my beginning here and I'm going to clear keyframes just to get rid of all that. And then I'm going to have, let's see, I'm going to have so Shift A, Shift S, cursor to selected, and then Shift A curve. And I'll create a Bezier curve. And let's go into edit modes, grab the first one, grab it on the X, bring it forward. And this one, let's just make sure it's nice and straight. Yeah, it's pretty straight. It's good. I'll come over here to this one and I will rotate this just to kind of straighten it up a little bit on the Z. And bring it forward a little bit more, scale it up a little bit more. Hit E to extrude, grab Z, grab X, and rotate Y, scale Z, E, grab Z, grab Y, not Y, grab X, rotate Y, E, grab X, grab Z, rotate Y, E, Z, X, rotate Y. Grab it up a little bit, down a little bit. E, grab X, bring it forward. All right, so now we got a loop. It'd be a lot easier for us to adjust this now. Just move these around a little bit, maybe elongate it some. This. All right, there we go. It needs to be a little bit smoother as well. Now we can do, so we can take our hero ship controller. Now, the first thing whenever you're going to do this, we're going to add a constraint to it. So we're going to add a follow path constraint. But before we set this up, first thing we should do is always zero out the location and rotation of our controller. Otherwise, it won't work. He's going to appear off way off somewhere else. So it kind of like does some crazy math and things get a bit nuts. So to zero him out, so he's going to go to the center of our scene, way off over there. And now we come to this constraint, and we're going to take the Bezier curve that we just made. And now you can see he's back onto it. Now we need to get him oriented in the right direction. So it looks like forward needs to be what? Might just need to reverse the direction of the curve. Yep, cool. So we're going to follow the curve. There we go. And now let's see, what's the, it's going to be negative x will be the forward direction. And now you can see we get this nice curve. All right, now let's make sure he does it well enough. Yeah, this will work. All right. So we'll start him on this end. Let's go fixed position, just so it's a little simpler. So I'll hit keyframe there. And we'll come to, I guess, frame 300. We'll just go to the end of our scene, switch this back to my timeline. And then let's drag this. And there we go. Okay. Way too slow, but that's all right. Let's come to our graph editor. And what I want to do is I'll hit the full stop key. That'll zoom in so that I can actually see the curve. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to scale it on the X out like this. And this one I'm going to scale down because I don't want him to like speed up. I want him to be going fast right from the start. And slow down. Slow down like this. All right, now I can grab this final keyframe forward to get the timing right. All right, now we can start figuring this out. So again, we're just roughing in these shapes, roughing in anything. So our spider bot comes up, and this guy's going to do the loop. So let's start seeing how will they interact. Let's not worry about the camera just yet. So let's zoom in on him, and let's think about how he's going to meet up with the ship. So he's going to fly up as the ship goes up. I want him to kind of turn and look up and watch this thing as it flies around. And then he's going to come in. So I might move him off to the side a little bit. I also think I'm going to take this curve and grab it on the Y and just move it over so we're away from this asteroid a little bit. And so take him. I might rework his keyframes. I need to actually, where are these guys? I need to turn off selection for the emitters because they're just, every time I try and click something, it just selects them. All right. Let's see. I'm going to come to his keyframes and I'm going to clear his keyframes out actually. Or I'll clear out his second keyframe. All right, so let's keyframes, delete keyframes. So right about here, him to be like here. A bit lower, I think. So I'll set a keyframe there. I'm also going to turn him around. Oh. Hang on, everybody. I got to step away for a second. I'll be right back. One second. There we go. Back. My son woke up from his nap. Needed help getting back down. Yeah, that's right. You guessed it, Landfear. No, the stream didn't drop. The computer didn't crash. Kids woke up. All right. back into it. We'll just do this for a little bit more. I've got to get going soon, so we may not finish this shot today, but making good progress. All right, so as I was saying, I'm gonna have him turn around, kind of face it. Yeah, set I. Lots of thumbs ups from I am Patricio over on Twitch. So he's gonna come here. We're going to be looking down like this, I think, as this goes up. And then, so let me grab him on the Y. I'll have him like this, maybe right about here. Let me grab him like that too. So he's kind of just constantly moving. He's got some life to him. And then as he starts to come back around, we'll try and get into a frame. I think somewhere like this. So he's going to rotate on the Y, rotate on the Z, and he's going to start moving forward. And then we're going to come like this. Like this. And then he's going to line up with the ship. We're just kind of roughing this in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not yet, at least. So just roughly, he's going to be somewhere like this. And then at that point, he's going to track with the ship. So now let's have a look at the camera and let's just think about where we could be to capture all this. So he's going to come in. All right, let's just experiment with the camera. We'll get a camera move animated, and we might call it quits. So I think I'll focus in on my little dude, maybe something like this. Come forward. This is going to be a crazy camera shot. Not sure exactly how well it's going to work. I want to focus on him. We may need to create a camera path as well to get this to really work. Or use some constraints. So we're going to have so many like kind of moves. But you can kind of see what I'm going for with this. It's actually a pretty cool shot right there. The drift up maybe. All right. See what that looks like. So he's going to come flying in. He goes up. And our little guy comes around. I might put a constraint on him so the camera is always looking at our little guy. That might be good. Let's try that. Come to our constraints. Let's go for the damped tracked constraint. And I'm going to select my scanner bot. I'll just find, I think this, which one is it? There it is, -Z. So now, and I'll take the influence off a little bit so that it's not like perfectly locked onto it. Yeah, that's cool. It's kind of disorienting, but it's pretty nice. See what it looks like in context with the music. Yeah, it's going to take some serious work to get this one right, but I think it's going to be cool, really cool when we get it. There's this little like with the music, so you know, if you probably can't hear it, I've turned it down. Hear that? Woo, the little like flute. So something there with the timing. I think that music is going to look good. Let's get. We could also try a little bit of a wider focal length. Maybe that's a bit too tight. Yeah, something like that's going to work. All right, let me take. What's my rotation? Okay, now what if we take these keyframes, the scanner bot, let's scale them out a little bit, maybe scale them in. I'm just playing around because we've got that damp track on the camera. By changing his motion, we're going to kind of change the framing. That might be a good way to do things, possibly. I think it looked a little bit better before. Hi, Dreer, welcome. Just having a bit of a quiet stream today. Doing some epic space battles. All right, cool. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, in terms of a rough, right? I'm not happy with it at all in terms of a final shot. Like, this thing is going to take some serious work to get all these different motions and counter motions working together. We need to simplify a lot of it, especially the camera's animation. Camera's animation is way too complex. If we have a look at the, not the drivers, the graph editor. Where are we? So A and full stop. You can see how many keyframes we've got. It's way too much. We need to simplify a lot of these curves. And that'll make a big difference. That'll kind of help get all of this to work together a bit better. But overall, I think it's look pretty cool. Let's check it out rendered. Yeah, that's a great shot. Like, that's gonna look really nice. Especially with motion blur and everything turned on. Fires his blasters at the end there. Yeah, we're gonna have to really finesse it. I think we'll slow it all down. I think if it's all a bit slower. And let me just try that now before we wrap the stream. Let me go to my dope sheet and I'll grab my camera. I'll grab the hero ship, control click camera, and then control click my scanner bot. These are all things with keyframes on them. And let's come to our first frame here. I'll select all of them. I'll scale them all out to kind of fit our timeline. Okay, not so much. One of these isn't quite working for us. Follow path constraint. Is it that one? Need to get that shader toned down. My shader editor. Select my hero ship, go to the materials, jets. We need to clear those keyframes, and let's pop that down to like 50 maybe, so we can actually see. Yeah, I think it's going to work. I think we can get it. We can get it to work. I wonder if we just simplify our camera a little bit, if it'll start to move in the right direction. If I switch over to my graph editor, and then let's see, probably the rotation are going to be the biggest movers and shakers. So Z and X are pretty massive. I might hide Y for now. Actually, no, I won't hide Y. I'll delete uniformly across all of them. It's probably the wisest thing to do. So like, what if we let's just delete a couple of these. I feel like that's something we could work with. You can see how that much simpler animation on the camera really helps to begin to land the shot. So again, we're just looking at it from really simple terms, just trying to get the basic motion of the camera and the two characters so that we've got something that kind of works, and then we can begin to refine it and go in and fix things like this where we're not really focused on anything. And also this is kind of setting us up for happy accidents. So it's like, you know, playing with the camera in a way that gives us, yeah, just framings that maybe weren't expected. Like just looking at that now, I'm thinking even, you know, if I took my curve for my ship and out of my camera and expanded it both ways. So go into edit mode, scale on the X, pull these both way out. Maybe even make him go a bit higher. And then maybe like coming to the Bezier curve here, going to edit mode, let's grab this point. What if we grab it like this? Now that one's a bit too harsh of a turn. Really scale that up. Grab this up. And right here as well is a bit too harsh of a curve. So probably also should take this and increase the smoothness of it. It's a bit too intense there. If we just drop this down. Andromeda asks, how is Blender not crashing? I would have to disable the masteroids in the viewport because my Blender wouldn't cope. My system isn't even weak either. Possibly it's because, I don't know. I mean, you could have a think about, like my asteroids don't have a lot of geometry in them. So, although particles are instanced, so they don't really take up more memory, even if they've got lots of geometry. It's hard to say. Glad you're liking it. I am Patricio. That's a good question, White Rooster. I need to actually look that up. I don't know what my VRAM usage would be right now. What's the best way to check that? Let's pop out, and I don't like having it down low. So I'm going to bring it up, and I'll rotate this. What does that look like? That's pretty cool. That could be good. Maybe if we bring the bottom of this curve up a little bit. Yeah. A little bit like that. VRAM 2.9 is what I'm using. 2.9 gigs. Now I wonder if we could rotate the camera a little bit to get even more interest. Like what happens if we, like right here, what does our camera look like? Exit edit mode. So it's the X rotation. No, it's Z rotation. Let's have a look at the Z rotation here. All right, so if I scale that, try scaling this one down. Keeps him in view a little bit more. And then what about our Z location? Let's have a look at that. Select it. Select two of the keyframes from it, hit the full stop key to zoom in, get that sense of the curve. And all right, so our camera, if we grab this, or even delete this keyframe. Yeah, this is looking cool. And we could have him. Let's have a look at what he's doing. So Scannerbot. So from this point, I kind of want him to zoom forward a bit more. So the exhalation. And he needs to go up as well, Z location. Full stop key, get a sense of these keyframes. And yeah, I'm gonna have him come up like this. So like goes. Flies up, over the top, and then down. And I'm going to bring him forward. Actually, I'll have a quick look at the dub sheet. All right, good. I'm lined up with keyframes for him. So I'm just going to get him set up now into a position that works. X. Lock him into his little seat. And let's get him rotated correctly. Looks pretty good. Set my keyframes. Bring him up. That so that he is up and down. Maybe pull this out a little bit. All right. So the camera does have one constraint on it. White Rooster, the camera's got a damped track constraint on the scanner bot, but it's turned down. The influence is turned down. So there's frames and it's got that. So it's kind of being influenced by both. I'm not going to end it like this where the ship's sitting still because we're being chased and stuff. So I just want to, but I'm just getting this whole like connection point to make sense and work. And then I'll figure out the rest. But I think I might cut out of this shot, so there might be a good point right about somewhere right around here, and we could cut to a different view, a different shot, and see him kind of lock in and give that great reaction. Because I feel like we might be on a bit too long with this. We cut back to it because that's a nice shot, but don't need the shot to do too much. We also got to do a lot of character stuff with him, like have him flip his things and look around and react to everything that's going on. But I think this shape is looking good. And the render, I think, is looking nice too, because we got the sun right there. So it's going to be this nice shot where we've got bright sun. And then we're going to look up. The lighting looks pretty good. We need to get a few asteroids up there. It's a little empty in terms of asteroids. Oh, that's nice. Lots of good glow. Lots of good bounce lighting. You'll come into this low angle shot. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm going to end the shot kind of around here with him looking down. So if we take the there's our little dude, Scannerbot. Let's do his rotator things. So just throwing a couple of rotations for them. So he comes forward and rotate this. So and then maybe just a little bit. That, and then here I'll give him a full flip. He's getting ready to take an action. Moves forward. Go. Let's get his little look control. Let's think about giving him some cool moments. Come forward a little bit. Grab it on the Z so he's looking up. Right down again. Like this. And have him look down. Let's check my render to see where his eyes landing with this. Oh, have I messed him up? Ah, there we go. Yeah, cool. It's looking good. I'm not really happy with this ending bit, but the rest of it is feeling nice too. I wonder what a bit of camera shake would look like in this shot. Grab our camera. Go back to our graph editor. And modifiers, add in some noise in the Let's see, which one is it again? That, so X and Y. A tiny bit of noise. Strength 0.1. Let's copy that. And what's the other one that we want? Yeah, Y. So we're going to paste it to the Y as well. It's a little too much, I think. 0.05. Let's half it. Might fade it off. Might fade it off towards the end. And I wonder if we brought our camera around a little bit. Let's come back to the Doji camera. And it's the Y position of the camera. Actually, I'll look at the graph editor for this. Y location. For the camera, where are you? What happens if we come around a little bit more? Yeah, I think I like that. All right, split the difference between the two. So we'll have a quick look at the location. What happens if we start the camera higher? All right, so right about here, I want to fade off all that stuff. So let's go to influence, and we'll just animate this off. Oh, that's right, we can't animate influence, so we have to restrict the frame. So we'll start frame 0. We're going to end at, what frame are we actually at? 168. All right, I'll try 175, and I'll fade out over 20 frames. Let's fade out over a second. So 175, 24, 75, 24. Do I have that right? Number of frames? Yep. I think I'm going to end this shot around here. Cool, we had some laser fire going during this too. Wouldn't that be nice? It's not a bad idea. Maybe we should do that. Save there. All right. Well, I think this takes us to a really, really good spot with this shot. So I'm going to wrap things up, but I'm going to talk about, I guess, what we're going to do next is we're going to finish off this. We'll refine it probably a little bit more. I'm going to take a break from it so I can have fresh eyes next time we take a look at it. We'll do a close-up of this final action. So we'll find a different angle, and we'll animate this action of the droid latching on to the spaceship, and we're going to do a little reaction because we want him to kind of like, you know, be like relieved that his friend's here. Possibly put some lasers. It'd be fun to have a few lasers maybe flick through this frame. Because we kind of like, you know, it's almost like he's landing in the midst of danger. So it'd be cool to have a few laser fire kind of going in. Yeah, I think that'd be nice. And then maybe a few sparks and stuff, like if it hits an asteroid. We haven't actually used any of those yet from that system we made. Then we got to fix things like, you know, the intersection here. This asteroid, if you see, actually goes through that asteroid there. So we're gonna fix some bugs like that. Although to be honest, things like that no one would notice, especially with motion blur. It's going to be so quick. But yeah, that's the plan from there. And then after that, we're going to get into the next sequence, which is going to be a bit of a fight sequence between our hero ship and the 3 spider bots. And that should be a bit of fun. So anyways, I hope everyone's enjoyed this stream. It's been a bit of a chill, relaxed stream today. But as always, if you haven't checked out the other episodes in this series, you can go check them out. They're not all like this. They're not all long, uncut live streams. There's lots of refined tutorials that I've put together for this, so check them all out, and check out the Patreon and the Gumroad as well, and all the other fun places. Thanks so much for watching this. Please remember to hit that like button for me and leave a comment and subscribe on YouTube. If you're over on Twitch, please give me a follow. Really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 50 followers on Twitch, and we're trying to hit 10,000 subs on YouTube. We're really close. We're making some fast progress, so I'm hoping to see it happen before the end of Feb. Fingers crossed. Thanks so much for the support. I'll catch all of you later. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next stream. See you later. Bye.